She's concerned about just one item, which is a vote for here.
And I said, well, she's probably going to get it. She's looking forward to it.
Last time we did it, took out this.
She said she gave us 24 hours notice. IT has to come do it, don't they? You want me to get
There has to be a phone call where the program should have a
It's got a speaker on the phone. Stay in trouble before I stay out. Had it regularly. That's a year.
We're not going to because two songs said something the thing that they know that they need to still make it. So they don't have to do Yeah, ready. It's already been already. They can recommend we table it that way.
Okay.
Number 8. He's gonna explain to us he's gonna recommend we table it. Not have to take action on it. Y'all ready? Okay, let me get my phone turned off. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm calling to order our City Commission meeting for August 27, 2019. We will open with the Pledge of Allegiance by Commissioner Brock, the invocation given by Commissioner Holberg.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please join me in prayer. Father, we're here today to ask for your blessings and guidance in the performance of our duties as elected officials. We pray for strength, love, knowledge, and understanding. Help us to recognize and solve the problems that are presented. Make our solutions fair and just to the best interest of everyone. Help us to overcome our shortcomings and keep us united as a team to work for the betterment of the city and its people. We pray in your name. Amen. Madam Chair, I'd like to make a motion to approve the agenda as presented.
So moved.
I have a motion and a second. A motion by Commissioner Herberg, a second by Commissioner Brown. That was second, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, all in favor, let me know by show of hand. 6-0. Okay, now moving to our presentation and delegations. Number 1, recognize Lee Goodman, Electric Department Line Construction Superintendent, upon his retirement with over 36 years of service. Superintendent Kim Harville will address.
I don't recognize him without that hat on.
Me neither.
I don't either.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. It's my bittersweet honor to present Lee Goodman upon his retirement. Lee has been a cornerstone of Griffin Power for many years, probably since the moment he transferred from Public Works. He took the first open spot available in electric because that's where he wanted to be, and we're fortunate he made that decision. He's always been the one to turn to when there are tough questions that can always be counted on to give a straight answer, whether it was the one you were looking for or not. He's represented the city well when called upon to assist other communities in need, and has made the best stories about gratitude people express when their power is restored after a natural disaster. He was able to bring a sense of everything's going to be okay to them, as he always has with us. Lee is led with honesty, integrity, loyalty, and perseverance. There's not a single person that could ever say Lee did not treat them fairly and respectfully. Not long ago, he was reminiscing about the way things were back in the 80s. No cell phones, no emails, no social media, and there were still dirt roads in the city limits. It was a simpler time. He's seen a lot of change over these many years. Some of them are still the same, but a lot of things are better because of him. We are very proud of you, Lee, and proud, too, that we've had the privilege of sharing this time with you. And not that you're as focused on time these days, but it's my honor to present to you this recognition of retirement from the city of Griffin.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yeah, good. I just want to say good afternoon for one thing, but I've truly been blessed and enjoyed every moment of it. 36 years is a long time, but it seems like it was just yesterday. I mean, but I've seen a lot of change. Some for the good and some maybe not so, but it's y'all all in good hands. Rusty Spear has taken my position, and he'll do a great job. Y'all are in good hands, but I truly appreciate every opportunity the city's given me, and I've enjoyed every moment of it. Thank you.
Thank y'all.
Thanks, Lee.
Number 2, review financial reports for June 2019.
Good evening, Madam Chair, Commissioners.
Good evening, sir.
All right, we'll look at page 1, cash. This is the year end, and we've done everything we can to book all the entries for the year. So we're getting a lot of feedback over here. Okay, thank you. Any questions?
No, sir.
All right, looking at the local option sales tax report, you can see there we're clicking in about 4% over projection, so that's on target. And the SPLOST collections report, uses, pay-go projects, transportation, any questions on there? Interim statements by fund. Now, these are for the year, so we do have a couple more entries to post, and those are nominal, and the auditors will be here on Tuesday, the September 3rd.
Looking at a couple of the line items there, we had the issue that the motor vehicle title ad valorem is basically $300,000 more than had been budgeted, $610,000, and then looking at the local option sales tax coming in at $3.9 million, which is $372,000 over budget. That's a very positive on both aspects for our economy and hopefully going into the future. There's a good chance that this next year that the loss tax will actually be greater than our property tax income.
We can keep our fingers crossed for certain.
Yes, sir. So everything looked great.
Thank you. Any other questions?
Good job.
Okay.
Thank
you.
What you do?
Okay, at this time, the chairperson will open the floor to comments from the audience. Comments should relate to a specific agenda item, not listed on the agenda for a public hearing, or to a concern with the jurisdiction of the city. Commission meetings serve the purpose of conducting city business and are not a forum for the unlimited expression of opinion. The chairperson reserves the right to limit comments to matters germane to city business and may refer speakers to the city manager or other staff for a resolution. Is there anyone on the left that would like to come forward and address the board? Is there anyone on the left that would like to come forward and address the board? Is there anyone on the right? Okay. Okay, now moving to our public hearing, number 3. Receive comments regarding a request to amend the Unified Development Code of the City of Griffin, Article 6, Site Design and Architectural Standards, 6051 Building, Massing and Architecture by modifying the existing ordinance and updating the criteria for construction standards.
Good evening. So I've been in jury duty for the last 2 days, and I've had a lot of time to think, more than I want to, I guess. What we have tonight is we're talking about vinyl siding and how we want to regulate that vinyl siding. With all my thinking, there's a couple things in the ordinance that we could possibly modify because there's still some confusion, if you will, I think, with what we have here now. Basically, like 25% of an addition, alteration, or something of that matter can get kind of confusing. And also the way it's currently written, we're requiring that you have a minimum .044 millimeter thickness, which is the standard residential grade. But it doesn't speak to if you already have the existing vinyl, how are you going to match the existing vinyl if we're requiring a .044 minimum standard grade. So I think to end all the conversation, we could come back with a proposal stating that we just have a minimum .044 minimum grade and just allow vinyl siding to meet that minimum standard on existing or even new, not new construction, but on existing construction. So what you have before you, eliminate the definitions, eliminate the exceptions, and just say that we will allow vinyl siding with the standard minimum grade of .044 and move on down the road. I think there's a lot of confusion going on.
And this is on additions, alterations, renovations, and repairs, where what we discussed April and May of last year, from my recollection, was on infill development, new construction, and I think that's where the confusion in the presentation was, that we were discussing what we're going to do in terms of brand new construction, and somehow we got lost that those effects could affect
Yeah, so,
the remodeling business.
right, so of course, new construction does not get vinyl siding. That's already in the code. So, when I took this to planning and zoning, they had a few recommendations, and one of the main recommendations was just to have a minimum standard and let everybody use vinyl on existing or remodels or what have you. So that seems to be the easiest to deal with. It's easier to regulate on our end, so we're not sitting there trying to count how many square feet you have of an addition or an alteration. The other part of this is how do you regulate it? So what's in the code under compliance number 2 basically states that when the person comes in and says, hey, I want to put vinyl on my property, on my house, that they bring in the spec sheet showing what kind of vinyl that they're going to use. So that when we go out and do a field inspection, we can actually see for ourselves if they're using the proper vinyl or not. Also, it states that if they start to install the vinyl without permits, that we can ask them to take it off. So I think that's the only way we're going to be able to regulate it. If someone just goes out and puts up vinyl, unfortunately, they don't follow the rules. We have to have some level of regulation to say, hey, you've got to come back and meet the standard that we've set.
Mr. Kirk?
Yep.
I just want to make sure that there's no confusion. One, if it is a remodel, if there was not vinyl siding on that house to begin with, they cannot put vinyl siding on the house.
That's not what I'm saying.
I mean, so they can?
Correct.
So we're changing it, so we can use vinyl siding.
Well, I'm just making a recommendation. So basically what I'm saying is to eliminate any kind of gray. If there's a remodel and they want to go back with vinyl siding, or if there's a renovation or an alteration.
What he said, if there was not vinyl siding in the beginning.
Right.
New construction.
New construction, we know there's no vinyl, okay? So if you have a house that's already built, and it's built of wood, and they want to go back and fix up the exterior, and they want to go back with vinyl, we're saying that let's do that moving forward with the standard, minimum standard of 0.044
So
thickness.
The people that came down before, that we told them they couldn't do it.
Right.
We're
So there's so many different levels to it. We've gotten so many calls about it. So it's getting complicated as far as trying to regulate something that we have it as written here. So it's honestly, it's just easier just to say a certain thickness, which is better than the standard grade, and move on.
Okay, maybe we're talking about two different things.
Okay.
I'm not talking about the thickness of it.
Right.
I'm just saying, we told people, a lady a few months ago,
Correct.
that she was going to remodel, that she couldn't, if that house didn't have vinyl siding on it, that she couldn't put vinyl siding on it. Are you saying that what you want to do now is change that?
Correct.
Okay. I mean, just as long as we treat everybody the same.
No, I agree. And so also that was under infill regulations, design regulations, which was the gray that Mr. Commissioner Holberg spoke of. So that's why we brought it back here.
Are you familiar with the lady we're talking about? Have you been in contact with her?
No, sir. I want to contact her after you guys have time to review it.
Chairman, this is on the regular agenda. Are we going to table that?
No.
That would be my recommendation. Yep.
And P&Z recommended approval as well.
They did recommend approval. But the way it's written now, I want to make sure you guys have it the way it's going to look when you actually vote on it.
So this is we're in a public hearing now.
Correct.
Asking us to table it?
Correct.
Okay. So, okay. Okay.
So you're asking us to table this? Or?
Yes, please. So I can go back and rewrite it and so you actually see what you're dealing with up front.
Okay. So can we move to the consent agenda?
Unless you want to have a public.
Yeah, we got to make a figure. Okay, this is a public hearing. Is there anyone else that would like to speak on this item? Please come forward.
My name is David Castile. I think everybody knows that. I live at 705 Woodland Drive, and I am vice chairman of the Planning and Zoning Board. I think everybody knows that, but it's on the record now. And I'm up here both as a citizen and as a vice chairman of that board. If you don't mind, I'll pull this down a little. I'd like to elaborate a little on what Mr. Kirk just said, and we not only felt that to begin with, before we heard from Mrs. Boyd back here, we were talking about the 25% versus 20% and the grades of it. And then we find out what happened to her, and we'll let either Ms. Boyd or our son address that. But before we got through talking, I was shocked to begin with, because I thought all along that what we had previously commented on and recommended approval was new construction. None of us on the board that were here last Monday night were aware that this applied to remodelings, repairs, and renovations of older houses. You know, I sold a house last year that is 98 years old now. And I, for one, know what a nightmare it is on an old house with clapboard siding to try to keep it looking decent. You can't get the paint to stay on it, and if you scrape it off, if you go to that tremendous amount of labor cost to scrape it off, then you run afoul of the rules and regulations on red. And so it's a nightmare. If you try to put hardy board over it, most of those old houses aren't square. You got to spend a week first with furring strips squaring it up to get it to look right, and it's just not satisfactory. You can do it with a good grade of vinyl siding with that clapboard behind it, and you've got something that's going to look good from now on. Now, I think what's got vinyl siding such a bad reputation is houses which were built with cheap vinyl siding. You know, vinyl siding is just like anything else, like shoes. There's a whole lot of difference between a floor-shine shoe and a pair of Crocs. And it's the same way with that kind of stuff. All building materials, not just vinyl siding. And if the right grades of stuff are used, appearance can be maintained and look better, and not be the nightmare for the homeowner who finally gives up, sells the house, and moves somewhere else, and then that one becomes a rental property with a landlord who may or may not be interested in the looks of it as long as he's getting his rent check every month. I think Griffin would benefit. I agree on new construction. I think it should be a very strict minimum standard, if at all. But on repairs, I think the minimum standard that Mr. Kirk recommended, he's done some research since our meeting, that's obvious. And I'm still researching some on it. But I think what he's recommended is what makes decent sense for the citizens of Griffin to maintain the standards and improve the standards of Griffin. At the same time, not burdening anyone with excessive costs. And I'm hoping that Ms. Boyd or her son, one or the other, will come up and elaborate on the catch-22 that they're in. I hope they will. Thank you.
Thank you. Is there anyone else that would like to come forward?
Yes, please.
Madam Chairman, I'm Janice Boyd. Is this working all right?
It is. Would you give us your address for the
520 South 6th Street. I own that house, and the 1st of July, I was ready to put vinyl siding on it. I had already ordered it. Had been delivered to ABC Building Supply in Conyers, and so I called the Planning and Zoning and found out that we couldn't do this. So went down and saw Mr. Kirk personally, and he was so nice, and he said there was some confusion about this ordinance, and he told me that there would be a Planning and Zoning Committee meeting last Monday night and the BOC meeting tonight, and that it would be an open meeting and that we could come and speak. So thank you very much for this opportunity to speak. Well, what happened was I ordered the siding, and we ordered a higher grade and quality. We would meet this standard that he just spoke about, the .44. We ordered it special because it was not the common variety that they keep there in the warehouse on site. So I had to prepay the total balance to order this, and it was over $4,000. So then I found out we weren't going to be able to use it, and so this put a financial hardship on my finances. Plus, that meant that not only could we not use what we already had, but we'd have to order some other product and go to the expense of having all that done. So that's where we stand, and ABC Building Supply has warehoused that for us now for over a month. We've been waiting so that we could come and hopefully find grace in this situation, and that you would allow us to go ahead and use the product that we've already purchased and paid for. And it will be lovely. When you look up and down 6th Street, there are lots of houses with vinyl siding, and they're beautiful. And if we're able to carry forth our plan, it's really going to make this house lovely. It'll be an asset to the street and the community. So my son has talked to a contractor and has some other technical facts that he can give that would help to show that we're using a very quality product. So I'd like to let him speak. And thank you again very much.
Thank you.
Good evening, Madam Chairman, members of the board. Thank you for this opportunity to speak. My name is Gene Boyd. I'm Janice Boyd's son of 520 South 6th Street. And just as my mother indicated, we spoke with somebody, a contractor, about coming out and putting up the hardy board. And as Mr. David spoke about, also Mr. Castile, about these old houses, the contractor said, this hardy board is not going to look as good as you think it is. This is how he told me. He said that because the houses are old and they're just wavy, he said the hardy board has more spine to it. And so if you have something that's this wavy and you put something on it, it's going to touch at one end and the other, but it's going to set off the house in a lot of spots. And so the quality of the product is not going to be as good as maybe what we had hoped for and intended. And the vinyl being more forgiving will just be more conducive to these older houses and just easier to work with. And we've been looking into the hardy board, and we found out some other things, that there's a real concern now about the silica dust that's produced when you cut hardy board. The hardy board, this silica dust is dangerous to the environment as well as it's dangerous to the people that are working with it. And anybody that's worked with hardy board already knows it's very dusty when you are working with it. And again, the product that this .44 is a very high grade. It's not just that old typical flappy vinyl siding that you look at. But I just wanted to make mention about the hardy board not really sitting on the house very good, because the spirit of what we read in that ordinance is to beautify and to make things look nice. And so that's what we're trying to do. We're in the same spirit of what you're trying to do, is just make the property nice and an asset to the community. And so this high grade vinyl siding will do exactly that. So thank you.
Once again, is there anyone else that would like to come forward and speak on this item? Okay, thank you. Next, we'll move into our consent agenda.
Madam Chairman, I move the consent agenda be approved as stated.
Second the motion on the consent agenda.
I have a motion by Commissioner Tinsley and a second by Commissioner Holberg. All in favor, let it be known by show of hands. 6-0. That's 4 through 6. Okay, on our regular agenda, number 7, consider minutes of August 13, 2019, regular meeting of the Board of Commissioners.
Make a motion to approve.
A motion by Commissioner Holberg and a second by Commissioner Tinsley. All in favor, let it be known by show of hands.
One abstention for absence. 501.
Okay, 501. Okay, number 8.
Make a motion to table the
I need to
consideration.
go ahead and read it out. Number 8, consider a request to amend the Unified Development Code of the City of Griffin, Article 6, Site Design and Architectural Standards, 6051 Building, Massing, and Architecture by modify the existing ordinance and updating the criteria for construction standards.
Second.
Got a motion to table.
Okay. I have a motion by Commissioner Holberg to table and a second by Commissioner Brock. All in favor, let it be known by show of hands. 6-0. Number 9, consider approval of a power sales agreement between MEAG, the City of Griffin, and the City of Newnan for MEAG to sell on behalf of the City of Griffin excess reserve capacity in the amount of 45.4545% of Niagara Bottling LLC load in each hour up to a minimum of 3.636.64 MWs in each hour.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
Just clarify that that's a maximum of 3.6364 megawatts.
Okay.
You need me glasses.
I'm glad to find out.
The buying, is that our water too?
No, it's just a temporary power sale.
Yeah.
Okay, do y'all need for Jennifer to say anything?
No,
Okay, anybody?
I make a motion to approve.
we already
Oh, we got a motion? Okay.
ready to vote.
You got one in a second?
He said, I motion, Mr. Brock
Commissioner
second.
McCord motion and Commissioner Brock second. All in favor, let it be known by show of hands. 6-0. I think I got no working. Number 10, consider rescinding the award made on the previous July 27 meeting for the purchase of HP HD Design Jet Pro MFP for the electric department to Sistel Business Equipment in the amount of $24,835.63, and instead award the low bidder Adorama in the amount of $23,551.15.
Make a motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion by Commissioner Holberg and a second by Commissioner McCord. All in favor, let it be known by show of hands. Okay, 6-0. 11, consider on first reading an ordinance amending the Code of Griffin, Georgia at Chapter 78, Streets, Sidewalks, and Other Public Places by redesignating present Article V, Regulations of Timber Harvesting Activity, and Article V1, VI, and renumbering its code section accordingly, enacting reasonable regulations and objective standards for the permitting of small cell antenna within the public rights of way of the city while ensuring the use of public rights of way is consistent with the design, appearance, and other features of nearby land uses, protects the integrity of the historic, cultural, and scenic resources, and does not harm residents' quality of life, to provide an effective date, to provide the severability, to restate and reaffirm the Code of Griffin, Georgia, as modified hereby, to repeal all code provisions, ordinance of part thereof, in conflict with herewith, and for other purposes.
Motion to approve.
Second, I'd like to hear Drew's presentation again.
I just have one question.
A motion by Commissioner Tinsley.
I have one question, very quickly.
Let me get the second.
I got a second.
I thought, you
A second by Commissioner Holberg.
Okay. We don't have any ability to affect the aesthetic design of the cells, do we? The small cell antenna?
Affect the design.
Like, we don't have any, that's outside of the scope of what we can regulate?
It's probably close to being outside. They still have to come to us with plans to show us where they want to locate. And I think that includes showing us how they intend to fix their facilities to our poles.
Okay.
So we would have some input, I think, in the location, particularly the related facilities such as the equipment boxes, power supplies.
Okay. I'm good.
Since I wasn't here this morning, could you go over it?
All in favor, let it be known by show of hands. 6-0. Okay, city manager's report.
Rodney, you can watch it on video.
I will.
You can YouTube it tonight.
I will.
Or you can say it for class, and he'll go with
City manager's report.
I want to congratulate Lee, 36 years. As you can tell, he is still a young man, so he started very young. But I want to congratulate him and remind you guys that we'll be having a reception for him Friday from 11:30 to 2 at Historic City Hall. So you'll want to drop by and congratulate him again. Also a reminder about the Archway Mini Retreat on the 4th. Starting at 8 o'clock in the morning, September the 4th. That's Wednesday, September the 4th.
Wednesday. I forgot about that.
That'll be at Historic City Hall. A little further delay on our LCI construction. The last day or so, we got notice from DOT that they didn't like the way our seal was electronically placed on our electronic documents. So you may see a copy of an email that I sent out late this afternoon with a little frustration in the exclamation points. We're still meeting with our downtown businesses as we talked about this morning on September the 10th, and we'll give them the information that we have. And don't forget, we'll be closed Labor Day, Monday, September the 2nd, for a day off for our employees, and we hope everyone has a great holiday weekend.
Thank you. You have anything?
I have done.
Commissioner Holbert.
Just want to thank staff for an excellent presentation of the Historic City Hall. That's a jewel that we saved, and we should all be proud of that for future generations. And want to wish everyone a happy Labor Day.
Thank you, Commissioner. No comment. Commissioner Brown.
No comments, ma'am.
Commissioner Terrence.
Nothing to add.
I want to congratulate Mr. Brock on another 4 years going in unopposed.
Thank you.
Congratulations to you on that. I do want to say this because it bothered me, and just want to make sure I get this out. As an elected official here in Griffin, if ever someone should call me to try to help them out, and they refer to one side of town as the good side and the other side as not the good side, I have a problem with that. I'm going to always stand up for the entire Griffin. When we talk about raising the bar in our community, we're talking about raising it for everyone, not just one side, not just one group of houses, not just one area of town. We want the entire town to look good. And I was real bothered that someone would call me and then double down after they said what they said and said, oh, I meant the side with the good houses. I don't take that kind of stuff lightly. We, all of us, including our staff, our city manager, planning and zoning, everyone is working hard for all of the citizens, regardless of their socioeconomic condition, that they may not have a $200,000 house or a $100,000 house, but it is their home, and it is our job to ensure that we treat everybody, everyone in this city the same. So I'm going to leave that. I'm not putting it on any names or anybody, but I just want that message to be out there. So if anyone should ever have that thought in their mind, and if they speak it to me or near me, I am going to say something about it. I don't take that lightly. Happy Labor Day to everyone.
Thank you. Any comments?
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
Motion by Commissioner Brown, and second by Commissioner Holbert. All in favor, let it be known by show of hands.
Stay left.